All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our weekly video predictions for what we think is going to happen in next week's episode for The Walking Dead Season 9. This is for episode 10 now. It is called Omega. Alright, man, and I'll put the link in the description as well as the episode description for this episode for you guys to go ahead and check this one out. In the AMC page right now of YouTube, they only have a sneak peek, and then they have a variety of different, whisper trailer type of deal for this one. So they didn't actually post a promo or a next on this week like they usually do. So it's kind of difficult to say, at least for me, from my perspective, because I watched it via a premiere, which scenes are going to be from those trailers in next week's episode, episode 10, and which will be later on. But we did get the titles and descriptions for the rest of the episodes of this season, pretty much, and that was in the video we did earlier for the Winter is Coming, Walking Dead, going to include a blizzard later on in this season, so that's pretty cool near the end of the season there, if that's in fact accurate, which it sounds like it is, so that's pretty cool. But we don't exactly know how much we're going to see in episode 10. A lot of these scenes from the trailer, maybe episode 11, episode 12, it's tough to say. But it sounds like we might see the meeting between Daryl and Alpha that we actually saw way back in the trailer for the second half as a whole. Outside of the Hilltop, there's a sequence where Alpha basically with the rest of the Whisperers walks up to the Hilltop. She kind of goes behind the backs of a few of them as she's going towards the Hilltop gates. And then you have Daryl who goes out to meet her with a bunch of her Whisperers there. So it's a pretty intense scene, and I don't think that one will be in episode 10. I think that one, probably based on the descriptions, will be episode like 11 or 12-ish, that type of range. So it's hard to say how much this episode will actually include. Will we see Beta? Because I'm just thinking to myself, have we actually seen Beta in an episode yet, or is it all in the trailers for things to come? And we haven't actually seen him in an actual episode as of yet. I think that's probably accurate. I don't think we've seen a scene with him just yet in these episodes. So look forward to that coming pretty soon. Will it be episode 10? Will it be one of the later episodes? Yeah, it's hard to say, right? But the description for Omega, and I like the name as well, too, because you have Alpha and Omega, which is pretty cool. And this episode's called Omega. So maybe it is. Maybe we do get to see Beta in this episode, Alpha and Omega, or not. Maybe it's referring to something else. We'll see. A new arrival at the Hilltop opens up about the leader of a group of mask-wearing savages. A search party sets out on a daring mission to find two missing friends. So I think this description is pretty easy to say what the focus of the episode will be for next week's episode, episode 10. You've got the search party that goes out looking for Alden and Luke, and then you have at the Hilltop Lydia starting to open up about the Whisperers, it sounds like. So it sounds like Daryl or Henry might finally be able to get through to her. Maybe Daryl can talk Henry into getting some information out of her because they really do need to know. So maybe he'll be able to get some info on just how many Whisperers there are. And these are questions that we don't even know as well, too. We don't know how many Whisperers they actually have, right? I mean, it seems like so far, when you look at it, they might have 2 or 3 dozen Whisperers, something like that, like 20, 30, numbers like that. But it could be much higher. And we don't know. There could be a whole nother section double that size or as big as that with Beta somewhere else, and then maybe they recombine later. The trailers also really haven't shown us, in terms of numbers, just how many Whisperers there actually are. But based on what we've seen so far, maybe around 20 or 30 with Alpha at least, and Beta somewhere in there as well too. So maybe 50, 30, 20, something like that. Hard to say exactly, right? So Lydia will maybe answer some questions, give us some information about it, and she warns the others that be careful for her mom and be glad that you don't know her, because once you know her, it's kind of too late. Once you know who she is, she's already got a shotgun pointed at you, right? So the search party looking for Alden and Luke. I mean, just what it sounds like in the sneak peek, you can see Alden and Luke's horses, and they find out that the horses have been killed with knives, so they were not killed by walkers. So basically, Alden and Luke have been taken by the Whispers, and their horses have been killed. So basically, you have Tara and the others. So Tara goes out with them, gets freaked out by the whole thing, and decides that it's not safe, and they have to go back. So it looks like at some point here, maybe after Rick left or during this time skip, something happened to where the survivors started to feel uncomfortable leaving their walls. So they got to a point where it sounds like they kind of, Michonne and the other security became like a thing. And they decided to kind of lock down each community to where they wouldn't have many people go out. And the people that were going out, such as Jesus and some of the others, Aaron and them, Gabriel sending the others out, they were kind of doing it in defiance of Michonne, or kind of going against what a lot of the other communities were doing, which was kind of staying behind the walls and staying secure and staying safe inside their section and not going out and running into people and running into trouble, because at this point in time, anyone who's still alive out there could be trouble, right? It'd be formidable and difficult to deal with because they've already survived so much. There's not going to be too many wimps out there this many years into the zombie apocalypse that you're going to run into and have an easy time with, unless they're nice people that turn out to be allies, which is probably pretty rare. So you've got them looking for Alden and Luke, and Tara wants them to go back. The others are kind of questioning it because, of course, Luke is one of theirs, Magna's group, so they're going to definitely want to look for him. They're probably not going to let up here and just let this go, and they might be defiant of Tara and go out anyway because they are newcomers and they're not really they're kind of becoming part of the survivors, but they're not really 100% part of the survivors just yet. So maybe they'll go off on their own and try to find Luke because he is one of theirs and they might feel responsible for him. So aside from that, for what's going to happen else in the episode, Lydia giving them information, them going out and searching for them. I don't think they'll listen to Tara. I think the rest will go out anyway. Yumiko and Magna and the others, because they won't just let Luke just be there. And then maybe we'll get close to the end of the episode of possibly Alpha going to the gates of the Hilltop. And past that, we'll have to see. Maybe Daryl will head out too and look around and see what he can find. Maybe run into a small walker herd or something of the sort, led by Alpha and the others, because of course they can kind of steer them around, which is kind of cool. So it should be exciting. It should be fun stuff. Lots of different trailers to check out, and a lot of scenes we haven't seen yet, such as Beta putting the mask, the skin on Alpha. And so far, I mean, the Whisperers are very scary. They look very brutal, very savage, and somewhat crazy from Lydia's, what we see from Lydia so far. So I'm looking forward to episode 10. We've got our Alpha, and Omega is coming right up. This one's directed by David Boyd. So we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it'll be a good episode and everything, and this finale of this season looks like it's going to be quite crazy. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think, and send me your questions for the Q&As for this week. Want to do at least a few before episode 10 hits, and let me know how you guys felt after seeing the mid-season premiere adaptation for season 9, episode 9. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. You can do it. Bottom left to subscribe. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon.